welcome to El Morro National Monument. Since it opens at 9. So again, we are in El Morro National Monument. And right now the gate's closed. It says they open at 9. But it's not open yet, so maybe they just haven't come down to open the gate. Anyhow, just a FYI, it is closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so you would not be able to visit this landmark or national monument on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So keep that in mind if you're making a trip out here. All right, so they just opened the gate. Yay! So we do get to go in and check out the visitor center. Hopefully get some of the historical information that we'd like to have in regards to the area. We do know a little bit about it. There's a watering hole here, which is part of the attraction of this area for the people who lived here, the Pueblonians, the Spanish, the Indians, American soldiers came through here. Anyhow, gonna find out some more when we get up here. 19th. Hi everybody, Shannon and Karen with Wandering Out Yonder. Today we are in El Morro National Monument. It is not a national park, it's called a national monument. It's typically a conservation area that is being preserved. This particular park is super cool. We're going to be able to see some of the, I guess, human history of the area. From what I understand, this was like a watering hole that was used for thousands of years by people traveling through here. It was the only fresh water you could find for like 40 miles.
She said it's still used.
And it's still used that way. From what she told us, it's, I don't know how many thousands of gallons of water.
800?
Something, I don't know.
A lot.
But anyway, there are inscriptions and petroglyphs where people would leave notes or poems and so forth and so on. And one of the trails we're going on is called the Inscription Trail. So anyhow, this is a really cool area. We're going to be sharing some really cool history with you today. Okay, so gorgeous. It's very well maintained paved trail through here. Shannon and I are going to do it backwards because we just thought it might be easier for us. I accidentally hurt myself yesterday. I twisted my knee. So for me, going up first is probably going to be better. There's like 120 stairs that you have to go up or something.
Upstairs is always better than downstairs for both of us.
Yes. So we chose to go that way instead of coming down the stairs. And we'll be coming down the switchbacks on the other side. So, might be a little bit easier for us. So anyhow, look around you. Gorgeous. Beautiful area. And we have, again, another fantastic, clear, beautiful day. Look at the sky. Gorgeous.
So this is the Highland Trail, and then we'll be coming down the Inscription Trail.
Yeah, and the ending there. All right. This pretty area of the trail, these boulders and the pines, beautiful. Can you look up there? Wow. Look at that, so pretty. So the park ranger explained the trail to us on our way out, and there are, I don't know how many, 120 or something.
I thought she said 160.
Okay, something, stairs. This is the beginning of the ascent. Okay, so this is the first set of stairs we've gone up, and this is your view. Oh my gosh. This kind of reminds me of the Sandstone Bluffs that we were on yesterday.
Except not nearly as high.
No, not nearly as high yet. But yes, this overlooks the valley down here.
And over there's where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be eventually up there. But yeah, gorgeous. All right, so you follow the trail. They've laid out some rocks and sandstone and logs. So you follow that. And they ask you to stay on the trail. So in other words, they want you to stay in between these markers here, because they're trying very hard to preserve this area. And they want it here for future generations to enjoy. So there you go. You can see there's, looks like maybe a house down there, because these are private lands as well. And from what I understand, a lot of these lands belong to several of the Indian tribes. And the National Park Service is helping to preserve these areas. Yep, there's a crow. All right, so woohoo, can't wait to do those. Shannon, head on up. It'll take me about an hour to get up there, so sorry.
These are cool. Right in the sandstone.
So we've reached the top here. Wasn't too bad.
No, it actually wasn't. I expected it to be worse.
We've had tougher hikes than that before, even with sore knees. So we are at the top pretty much. And again, like I said, they have it, the path is lined with rocks and so forth, and they want you to stay on the path. So we will, but look at the landscape up here. Okay. Ouch. Gorgeous. And look at the sandstone bluffs over there. Just so pretty. Gorgeous. That's cool. That's the visitor center way down there. You can see Fran, actually. Huh?
Yeah, you can.
She's like, why didn't you take me? Right, Shannon?
Yeah, she's like, I got you here.
And you just leave me in the parking lot.
She's resting.
Sweating. All right, so
Wow.
that's one of the cool things about this trail. It takes you to some of the historical markers or landmarks, homes that the people in this area over thousands of years used. This one, we're getting ready to find out what this one is. Very cool. Oh my goodness. So they built these little homes down into the walls of the top of the ridge here. Mesa, I guess, is what we're on, is a mesa. Wow, very cool. So these are ancestral Puebloan dwellings. That's what this is. Very cool. what they have. Like these have like separate little rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Quite a few of them. This is like a main room maybe right here. And there's one over this way. And like I said, we did the trail backwards. This is a reward for the end of the trail. We're getting ready to go down into the inscription area where you can see the inscriptions. These are the pueblo. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Puebloan ancestral homes, the pueblos. Yeah, look. Yeah, I imagine there was lots more out here. You can see the rocks scattered around, so I'm wondering if there weren't a whole lot more, you know, that did not survive Mother Nature or various other things that may have happened between now and then. Super cool. All right, we're going to continue on down. So anyhow, we're continuing down the trail, and you can see where people have gone off trail. They don't want you to do that anymore. I think they used to allow it, but not anymore, because they are trying to preserve things. All right. Okay, so that's kind of what I was looking at the top, if you look right here. And at Senna, which means where pictures are on the rocks, was occupied from 1275 to 1400 by ancestors of today's Zuni people. 18 rooms were excavated.
But it says there were over 800 rooms.
Right. It was a sizable town. Very cool.
So it looks like the whole
yeah.
top of that.
So
that's
where
what
we
you
were,
just saw.
right there.
But this is the whole town.
Yeah. And I was noticing like all the rocks up there. That's what I was telling Shannon. I was like, it looks like there's more out there. They're just not uncovered. So yeah, this is what they've excavated so far up here, which is just super cool. I can't imagine doing something like that. All right, so as you're coming down, if you do the trail backwards, you kind of come down to this area that Shannon's walking down into. It's really beautiful. Look at that. And then I think the trail takes you back around this way. So that's where we're heading now.
So this is cool. The steps actually cut up right through the sandstone and then transfers over. The steps are sandstone. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this is a trail you would not want to do on a rainy day or in icy conditions. It's
I bet you they close it.
oh, they must, yeah. But yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the views up here are just so pretty. Thank you, Jessica and Stefan, for telling us about this. Ah, gorgeous.
Holy cow.
So again, we're at the top. There's a different view everywhere you turn. And every little step you take, there's just a bit of a different view and a different perspective of the area. Gorgeous. That's where we were way back there, where the Pueblo house was. We've crossed all of these. And we're going to continue going around, and I think the trail takes you back down that way over there. I can see a cairn from here. All right. So again, like I said, every turn you take up here is just another spectacular view of something. That's a mesa that's way over there. And then we're getting ready to skirt across the top of this on this side of this canyon area right here. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a panoramic view of the top up here. I think those are the Zuni Mountains. I think that's what they're called. I'll double check that, but you can see some of the mesas out there. I'm pretty sure way out there is one of the volcanic cones. Just cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the trees are really cool up here. Just amazing to me how they just grow into the whatever they can find, however they can root themselves in. Look at that one. Awesome. Yeah, so Shannon pointed out, you can see the smoothness next to it right here. We think there's probably was another tree there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at that. It's called I Want to Survive. Super cool tree. Look at that. Up on the top here. I love the bark. Look at the bark on this tree. Really cool. It's amazing to me. All these trees up here. And so a view from the other side. Super cool. Still a little bit of snow left over. They did have a snowstorm here. All the prickly pears everywhere. At the top. You see that? And you can see here some of the Pueblo ruins in the face of the ridge right here. Yeah. Yep, and up there underneath all the prickly pears. So I guess they're trying to preserve this area as much as they can. Yep, yeah. So again, there were over 800 dwellings up here. And you can see the ruins of the rocks where they have not excavated anything. I'm guessing they've planted these cactus here to prevent erosion, maybe? To preserve this area. But yeah, it's just, they're everywhere. You can see the outlines of some of the structures and some of the, I guess, stonework. That's what you would call it. That was used. Okay, so you can see some of the ruins of the Pueblo buildings still on the side up here. Just so cool. I can't even imagine how massive that was. 800 of those buildings or homes. It was an entire town up here. Very cool.
All right, so we were told there are some switchbacks, and
they do pretty much go straight down.
They aren't kidding.
Yep.
Oh wow. And look, there's some snow over there. So we opted to do the stairs up and the switchbacks down. Holy cow, look at this one. Goes down.
Down, down, down.
And we're still going down.
Down, 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 down. Yeah, I think we made the right choice.
Oh yeah. These would have been painful coming up.
Pretty good exercise, but so we're almost down to the bottom here. The switchbacks bring you down, which if you're doing this trail, I would recommend going up the steps to get to the top. A whole lot easier. This is pretty steep, and not that we mind steep, but yeah, I mean, to me, the stairs were nothing compared to the switchbacks. And this is pretty much an incline from the bottom all the way up.
All right, so here's something that we weren't expecting. Yeah. Let it up to us. We go south, we go west. There's still going to be snow.
So we are on the Inscription Trail. What you're seeing in front of you is Lieutenant J.H. Simpson. He was an engineer for the Army. And Mr. R.H. Kern, a Philadelphia artist employed by the Army as a topographer. They were the first English-speaking people to make a record of inscription rock. They spent 2 days copying the inscriptions and petroglyphs, and the reports of the visit showed that not a single English inscription could be found on the rock.
There's one, 1859.
Yeah, super cool. This is the longest inscription, and it's attributed to Governor Ulate, the governor and captain general of the provinces of New Mexico for the King of our Lord. Passed by here, returning from the Zuni Pueblos on July 29th, 1620. He left them in peace at their request, asking his favor. As vassals of his majesty, they again rendered their obedience. He did all this with attention, zeal, and prudence. As such, a particularly Christian gentleman and a gallant soldier of an ending praiseworthy memory. This one, at marker number 21, is from 1736. Pretty cool. Wow, it's incredible. Now this is marker number 19 is the only poem on the rock, and it reads, "The Lord and Governor Don Francisco Manuel de Silva Nido came this far with our Lord King's wagons. With his indubitable arm and valor, he has already overcome the impossible, a thing which he alone accomplished 5 August 1629, so that one may well proceed to Zuni and carry the holy faith." So that was written in 1629. so we've been trying to find this young girl's inscription, but we can't, but we think the story's cool, so we're going to read it to you. In this area, Sally Fox was 12 years old when she traveled with the Rose immigrant caravan. Though everyone called her Sally, she inscribed her proper name Sarah Fox. Sally was shot with an arrow during the attack at the Colorado River, but she survived. So you have to try to find her inscription. Oh. To the left of the monitoring cable, above the inscription CA.
To the left of the monitoring cable. Is that what this is over here?
Yeah.
Yep, right there.
Okay, cool.
I see it.
Found it.
I don't
So this poor
know.
little girl was shot by an arrow.
It is. Already around in there.
Okay, cool. Yay.
So this one here was the governor
Yeah.
of New Mexico,
Right, 1692.
1692. You can see it dated. R.H. Horton.
Yeah, he became an adjutant general of California after the Civil War. In the early years of the Civil War, the California Column, as it was known, was sent to New Mexico to reinforce federal troops expecting Confederate hostilities. Notice the petroglyphs. There's bighorn sheep and the bear paw. You see it?
Yeah, it's definitely the sheep.
Okay, so the darker inscriptions that are kind of blackened in are early examples of well-intentioned trying to preserve these inscriptions.
Oh.
Yeah, they used like a number 2 pencil, graphite pencil, thinking that they would be more visible and last longer. But they ended this preservation in the 1930s because it wasn't really a good thing to do. So they are still currently working on ways to preserve these inscriptions. It's a big deal for this area, for this particular park.
Back in here.
That inscription is really, look at the penmanship on that, beautiful. E. Penn Long of Baltimore, Maryland. He chiseled this elegant looking inscription. He was a member of the U.S. Army expedition led by Lieutenant Edward Beale to find a wagon route from Fort Smith, Arkansas to the Colorado River. The group, which first passed by El Morro in 1857, was also testing the usefulness of camels in crossing the desert. They actually ended this because of the onset of the Civil War. But that's interesting.
And look over here too. See the hands?
Oh yeah.
And the brown?
Yeah. I'm going to pan up. These cliff walls are just unreal. According to this sign, the ponderosa pine, if you get close to it, it smells like vanilla. Pretty cool. Yeah, these are so cool. These are beautiful, beautiful trees. All right, so this is the freshwater pool that everybody flocked to here. It's the only water source for 40 miles around. I can't remember how many gallons she told us it held or how deep it was. But yeah, look at that. So from what I understand, the Puebloans were the first ones here using this water source. So the Puebloans were the first ones here to use this, and it was used by other groups passing through. It was an ancient route because they knew there was water here. And then the Spaniards took over, and it became a source for them. And then after that came the American Army, yeah. As we were making our westward bound expansion of the country. So lots of military, but there are inscriptions in there. Now, at one time, the pool was rimmed by a sandbank, and in the 1920s, the park managers deepened and dammed the pool to provide more water for ranchers and their stock. In 1942, a heavy rock fell and destroyed the dam and filled the water hole, but they removed 1,125 truckloads of rock. Workers reinforced and lined the dam with concrete. All right. Yeah, you can see like coming down the wall where the water would run down the wall there into the freshwater pool. Anyhow, there are swallow nests all over the place. Cliff swallows. They're just flying around. We saw them when we were on top flying around. I wasn't sure what they were, but that's what they are.
They're pretty.
They're really cool.
You can hear the swallows.
Anyhow, they make these really cool clay nests on the inside of the cliffs, like under overhangs and stuff. But they're all over the place out here. Flying around. So that concludes the tour, guys, of El Morro National Monument. It was really, really cool. If you get a chance, you're ever in this area, it's a super cool thing to do. Took us, what, about 2-3 hours?
Yeah,
of
but
really enjoying
we really
it.
took our time, yeah.
Yeah, you could get it done quicker, but we didn't want to.
And do both trails.
Yeah, do them all, because
Yeah.
it's really cool to see.
It's worth it.
At the very top, and then to see the Pueblo ruins and all of that stuff.
And then the views. Wow.
That's gorgeous. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for wandering out yonder. We'll see you guys later. We are leaving El Morro National Monument on our way to Holbrook, Arizona. So we will be passing into another time zone.